for more firsthand knowledge of the hypocrisy, of the insanity that is this climate change summit in Brazil, he's the founder of the Climate Depot. And he's there. And he's been there before it started. And he's seen the cut down trees with his own eyes. Mark Morano, my pal. What's up, Mark? How you doing?
Thank you, Dan. I have breaking news, but I'm going to hold that for just a moment and just address what you talked about in the opening, because there's two important points. First, we'll talk about the highway. The Amazon rainforest, tens of thousands of acres, hundreds of thousands of trees, 8-mile stretch, virgin tropical rainforest, cleared out for a highway because the city here in Brazil, Belém, Brazil, is too small to host this conference.
Oh my God.
And this was broken, exclusive story originally, by the BBC. And they quoted the Brazilian environmental minister of saying, well, we had no choice but to cut down the forest because we wanted to get as many people from around the world into Brazil so we could showcase how we've been saving the rainforest. So it's like we got to tear the rainforest down so we can show you how we save the rainforest.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh because we need the trees and the oxygen and all those beautiful creatures in that rainforest. I'm not laughing at the destruction, folks. I'm laughing at the freaking hypocrisy of these people. Yeah. I mean, Mark, it was just the other day. Where's that headline about Bill Gates? Like a week ago, didn't Bill Gates just backtrack and say that some of these years and years of doomsdayers that are saying, oh my God, the world's coming in, we're all going to be, sucked up by water and drowned because of climate change. He's actually pulling back and saying that people will be able to live and thrive. That's his quote. And that all this doomsday stuff was exaggerated for years. That's Bill Gates, folks. Mark, your reaction.
The Asia Times, huge article, basically Bill Gates gut punches this UN climate summit right before it started. He sounds like Donald Trump. He's saying there's no climate catastrophe. We shouldn't worry about it. Economic growth is more important. Bill Gates, the guy who's trying to fund Harvard University to block the sun, the guy who's the #1 farmland owner in America, the guy pushing lab-grown butter, lab-grown meat, who wants to move from farming on a farm, agriculture on a farm, to all into a laboratory. This is the guy. Now, Al Gore was here yesterday, now we have Al Gore versus Bill Gates. Al Gore is saying that Donald Trump bullied the little nerd Bill Gates, and the poor little guy is scared of Trump. And Al Gore is going around basically saying that Bill Gates is acting silly. These are exact quotes. So I'd like to see it. Now, this isn't as exciting as Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk, but let's see Bill Gates and Al Gore in a ring. Wouldn't that be some excitement here?
You know who I can't stand, though? Gavin Newsom's down there sitting around doing his hand signaling, whatever he does, trying to say he's the best on climate change in California. And then he says this crap, because there are still thousands of Californians trying to rebuild their homes and their lives in SoCal after those fires ripped through, right, back in January. And he has the audacity to blame Trump. Listen to this.
You saw one of the most devastating wildfires in American history in the middle of winter in Los Angeles in January. 100-mile-an-hour winds attached to fire. And as we rebuild, the #1 concern people have, how do I get my home insured? And how do you get a developer to develop a home that can't get a mortgage, which requires home insurance? So from across the spectrum, from financial risk to the issue of cost of living, which is universal, to global competitiveness, this is a no-brainer. As I say, what Trump is doing is unprecedented.
So wait a minute. Is Trump to blame for the fires and the slow rebuild, even though it's been the stalling of permits by Bass in LA County and by Gavin at the state level? But it's Trump's fault for everything? They're the ones that diverted all the water. We had no water in the reservoirs. They're the ones that wouldn't clean up the forest because of some little bugs or snails. And it's all Trump's fault. Few seconds left. You get the final word, Mark Morano from Brazil.
This is a no-brainer, and he's absolutely right. If I'm a bank, if I'm a developer, if I'm an insurance company, I would be absolutely hesitant to rebuild. Why? Because you're in California where the firefighters' techs admitted they knowingly walked away from a hot fire they didn't cart. They ran out of water. They had mismanagement. They drained the dams. They absolutely had no response from the public officials. So it is a man-made problem, just not man-made climate. And on that note, before we go, toilet paper. This is contraband at this summit. It is morphed from COP30 to Clear Cut 30 for the Amazon trees to now Crap 30. The UN has banned toilet paper because they went 6 hours. World leaders had no access to toilets, and now you have to put soiled toilet paper in a special bins at the UN summit.
Wait,
it's
hold
disgusting.
on.
I'm not going back.
Hold on, I'm out of time. But you're telling me real quick that these lying tree huggers that chopped down 100,000 trees are now saying we're banning toilet paper at the rest of this summit, so you have to bag up your poop and paper in a baggie and take it with you.
This is worth more on the street than an ounce of heroin in Brazil here. That's how powerful it is. I'm going to go out and see what kind of deals I can get.
Mark, you can't make this crap up with these liberals. Oh my, okay, I got to run. Mark Morano, check out climatedepot.com. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Right,
Stay safe down there with those wackos. Don't chop any trees down. All right.